Yeah, it's been raining a lot yesterday and today. These were tried to cover them up so that there's like less wetness. I even put this put this box over the end because my tarps are doing all the other stuff. So, but it couldn't reach this end, so I put the box over it and just pushed it on. All right. Lots been going on. I'll start with these. Getting ready for putting in more of these things. The stone piers, yeah. So I decided to dig down a little bit and give some gravel and before starting to do the concrete and I'm just gonna do it all with rocks and I have Mason's mortar, that quite a few bags that I will be using. Try to mimic that. Alright, so I've only marked off this side, and that side, where the three go. And then these middle ones are just for level, where the top is. Finish it off here, don't go any higher, just to remind me. This stuff keeps falling in. Oh. Pickles wants to go down in there and smell the blocks, because those are the ones with the mouse stuff. So just needed to keep him out of there until I get some concrete on there. Yeah, I think it'll be better for any shifting or anything like that. Water, have a little bit of gravel in there. I'm surprised they didn't have any there. I mean, maybe they did and I just didn't dig under and see it, but I don't think that they did. And then I've just been slowly parting off all the rocks that I'm going to be putting in. Not so different from blocks, but for the bottom, flat is okay. But going up the sides, it'll be rock, rock, rock. But yeah, it'll be okay. Yeah, so that line is the 12 foot from the wall. And so everything will build up before that and then level off. And then all 12 feet, it'll come out to here and then end slightly over, just past. Of course, the main thing on these are going to be those guys. 4x8 coming up, 4x8 coming up. So, yeah, I want them to be extra stable. I don't mind if they're a little wide at the bottom, just to give it a little extra stability. Yeah, so I've been working on this area as well. Tried to level it off, pick out a bunch of the rocks. Mostly rocks. Some are just really chunky caliche. I mean, you can see the difference. These are like round river rock kind of things, and then all of a sudden, what is this? So that used to be one big one, and I threw it down on top of a rock to double check it, and it broke. So if anything, it'll go down in a hole underneath stuff, because it's quite sturdy, but I don't want my foundation on it. Took me quite a while to do the squaring of this with one person because I had to go back and forth, nobody to hold the thing, and it was like, yeah, just back and forth and adjusting. And I learned this one to the, well, I can just walk over and show you the porch, because everything is, we gotta, in the way. Everything is north, south, east, west, and the cabin, everything in the cabin, everything is 30 degrees off of that. So it's strange, but whatever. That's anyway. So I brought over those so I can put it underneath these, dig down a little bit, and just make it extra stationary. This one I just had to put a big rock under it just to bring it up to, level. That one is, I was digging down in the caliche. You can kind of see it. But it took a long time and sledging to bring it down slightly, and mostly just to make it level, because it was like, boom. So yeah, I just kept breaking it. Got my mining axe, and just click. So finally broke enough of it to do that. Okay, so the plan is, and disregard these 4x4s. These are not going to be here. They were lighter and they were the right length, so I used them. I do have 2x6s, a whole bunch that I'll be using for back and forth. Yeah, so what I want to do is build this up. It's got some room, but then surround these concrete piers with rock and mortar, so that it's, looks more like the rock and mortar from over there. Also, it's right next to where there's going to be a wall. So, yeah, but first is to get it, level and square, and everything is good. And quite a bit of digging down, breaking up the rock and the caliche, and sweeping out stuff, and then bringing in the tractor again and trying to level it off again, because that side was high for quite a while, and I kept bringing it down. Yeah, so I'm kind of liking these rocks though. They're big, swoopy. I'm not gonna do any hammering and squaring of the rocks. I'm just gonna use them as they are. I think that the builder of this cabin did some of that. I don't know that he did, but I think that he did. You've got it's just pretty flat. It's like sawn, it looks like. But also there's little bits I'll see where it looks like it's been chipped and hammered. So on some of those edges. So I suspect there was some of it. The guy knew something about what he was doing. But either way, I'm not going to be, see, some of this starts happening when it's wearing away the older surface, newer surface. Click, 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 tapping it and bringing it off. But yeah, so that's the plan, to do it to those ones. And oh yeah, I bumped a little more off of it. Pretty soon Anytime I bring the tractor in, it's, you know, it's big, it's clumsy. But I don't think I'm going to keep the path. So, I don't know. It's still debatable. But this thing probably will not stay. I mean, the trim. Anyway, that's the plan for that. And I think I'm going to just leave it up off the ground. And yeah, rodents will probably go under there. But it's nasty dirt, so I don't think that they'll want to dig in it. But in that case, you know, it's up high enough that, you know, they won't be protected, only from like the rain or something. But you know, Pickles will be able to, you know, go under there and catch him. And if I get a cat, well, the cat will go under there as well and fish him out. You know, so. Oh, there's the beetle again. I saw this earlier. Just crazy. Look at the size of this thing. Come here, beetle. Come here, beetle. Oh. Is it a stinky bug? Yeah, he's under there. Anyway, big, like scarab looking. I guess just desert beetle. I don't know if they have scarabs out here. And yeah, see, all my mulch is getting all mixed in with the dirt now, because it's getting all, you know, like where I park and I put down my bucket to hold the tractor in place while I'm digging, and then it, you know, goes down in. And anyway, so it's mixing in. I guess it doesn't really matter, because, you know, the more it's mixed in with dirt, then, you know, the same thing happens. You know, it starts to mulch, starts to break down, and retains the water, you know, cools it off. So anyway, it's the first step, first try, and I'll be doing much more of it for the garden area down there. But yeah, for now it's fine. Also, I need to clip these roots. The roots aren't very deep. They stay pretty shallow. But I you know, dug out just a slight, you know, like the curve around this thing, and I'll be bringing it down lower to start the wall. But it's just hope you can see that shadow kind of shows a little bit of it. Yeah, but just bringing it around and alongside here. Now behind here I have different plans, because it's a retaining wall, right? So I don't want to mess around with that. And yes, it's hard as hell. Caliche. But I'm gonna use cinder block back there, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna do the what do they call it? The MWs blocks, the ones that look like a square 8, and then I'm gonna use in between those the H blocks. That way it kind of locks them together. They fit, so you know. Anyway, I'm gonna try it out, at least for the first couple courses, see if it, you know, works pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna use mortar on it, just because I don't have the putting mortar on rocks, you know, together is one thing. Doing a level course of cinder blocks is another. That's gonna take some practice and skill, and I don't have that. So anyway, it'll go around the backside, along this wall and along this wall and along where I'm standing, just to hold that up, make sure that it's extra strong. But I'll fill in behind it. You know, I'll probably, instead of having it straight up, I might just do one up, back, one up, back, one up, and just overlap them as they, you know, to kind of give it a ramp. A very steep ramp. Also, I've been trying to think of how to lay out up there for the water tank. I've been pricing them as well, but probably something similar to this, where it's got the piers, it's got the you know, but obviously these are bigger. This is like 12 feet, and that'll be smaller, you know. But either way, just to hold it level and firm on the stuff. Also, I'd like to make it far enough back. I don't want to get rid of that plant, you know, the bush, but I do want it far enough back that it doesn't push this wall to crumble, you know. So let me just, yeah, I need to. Sorry, I got a bug in my shoulder, in my neck. So, what else? I've prepped the sill plate area. I ground off the mast and restored the bolts. Come on, focus. Okay, I can't. I need to get the ladder, so I can't see it. I can't see what you're seeing. It's important. Yeah, so these are my sill plates here, and over here, 12 inches, 2x12s. All right, so yeah, so we ground all that rusty, corrosion, mouse pee, you know, whatever stuff off of it. Just, you know, also I did a lot of the grinding on this, you know, surface as well to just get, yeah, just gross. So I think it looks nice, clean. I've been thinking about how to put on some kind of sealant or some kind of an anti-rust protectant, just to make sure. I mean, the steel itself is I believe stainless, but it's got some kind of corrosion on it though, and I mean, you can tell it's not like the whole thing is rusty. It's just that it has like a coating of corrosion. It just looks like it looks like rust. Yeah. So, and then there we got one there. We got one there. We got one there. We got it all the way around. And here and here and here. But they're all cleaned off. And also, I've been thinking about, you know, how to seal the, you know, because we put the, you know, I can show you this stuff. I got 2 rolls of that pink stuff down there. Brought one over so I could start playing with it and seeing sizing. But I well, you can see here if I go up. The 12 inches of the wall, the end of the 12 inches is blocks, you know, like rocks and stuff. So it's more flush back in here. But the window frames are, I believe 6. 8? No, that'd be 8. But it's not the full 12. That's the thing. So I can either, you know, put in new ones to do the whole 12, or I can have the sill plate, you know, it'll be up here and it'll just go across, and part of it'll be exposed. I'll just have to cut back the pink stuff, you know, to make sure that it's not the underside of that sill plate that's exposed. But I mean, it's treated wood, so what's going on over there? You catching stuff? Okay. Anyway, yeah, so that it goes all the way across. The main thing for the seal plate is to, and the pink stuff is to have the barrier, from the sill of the cement up into the wood part of the building. And so it's gonna, screw it down. I got new nuts and new washers, and yeah, that'll hold it on. And the places where the two come together, because I couldn't order longer. I had to order these little ones. So that's in. So I had to order the short 2x12s. They're like 96 inches. So there's no dream of having it go the entire length. I was looking for the 12-foot ones, but yeah. So these ones were, I was able to get it. So I decided I'll go with the short ones, and then just I'll have to patch between. It'll go a little ways, and then stop, and then another one will go the further. I just need to make sure that they're not stopping over the window. I want them, and I don't want them to stop at the bolt. So I'll have to pick and choose where that happens, but yeah, this wall especially gives me problems. So I've been thinking about that one more than the others, because there's not a lot of spaces for that to come together. Yeah, might have been the same problem. I mean that the builder had. I mean, because he had from here over to here, but then it was right after the bolt, and then it was really interesting. And then they put them together, and then he toenailed them in together. Just weird. And I'm going to use those little plates that you just put it down on the separation of the two boards, put it down, and nail it in, and it it's got all these little pokey things, and they all sink into that those two seal plates, and it'll be I think bind them better than just a couple nails. I think they're made more for trusses that go long distances. Oh, look. This is coming. The bull is coming. Pickles is going to start barking. The bull likes to come in and just eat stuff, trample everything. So, make noise. He likes to moo. But he did start stomping and, scratching his hoof at Pickles when Pickles was trying to get all up in his business. And so, yeah. Pickles is too interested in these lizards. They've been really fat today. I guess they've just all been eating. I don't know, but every single lizard I've seen is just chubby. Maybe they're just pregnant. I don't know. But yeah, there goes one. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Zoom. There, go. Didn't even see it. Pickles doesn't understand pointing. If I point at the ground, point at a thing, he doesn't understand. He just looks at my hand. He doesn't, see the through to where my hand is going. Oh well. Yeah. Oh, that was a lot of hard work. I redid it so many times. Trying to, yeah. So, feel pretty good. gonna dig down just those 2 back corners and put those heavy concrete pads under them. I was thinking about just really doing something heavier, you know, like with concrete and stuff, and I'm like, no, these will be fine. The ground, it's hard to describe. When it rains, the ground kind of gets crunchy. It's not like sand where it just is like loose and just kind of does its own thing. This is like, yeah, the caliche stuff that's just, even around the caliche, the dirt that's white, as you can see the whiteness, it's extra, what, alkaline, but it's near caliche, and so it's kind of like caliche. So it's yeah, it's just weird. So it likes to clump, it likes to, you know, harden and crust over, and just when it rains. So yeah, so I'm gonna let it just keep doing its thing, you know. And I'll have my shower back here, so I'll let that water just go down into the. I was gonna put like a bunch of, you know, gravel and rock, but I'm rethinking it, you know. But I haven't come to any full decision yet. But I yeah, there's no real reason for it other than just, you know, it being. Oh, I can hear him. Oh, sounds like Pickles found him. Pickles found the bull. Where did he go? I don't see him anymore. It's gotta be, oh, must be that way. Did he go over to the water? He just, yeah, he's off our property now. He's just mooing. He's mooing lately. Maybe it's, you know, maybe he's mooing for the other cows. Where are you guys? I mean, girls. Hey, need cows. I don't know what he's doing. He's been louder though lately. I don't remember what I was saying. Rocks under the shower. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I haven't decided yet. So, but I definitely want to have the, you know, the pads and the piers super strong and sturdy. I'm probably not going to do rock around those piers back there. They're probably just going to stay as they are, but then the piers definitely up here going to do rock around them. And yeah, I did think about doing like just a small rock wall all the way across the front. It's not like I'm trying to seal up the underside. I actually would rather it be open on all sides for things to come and go. The more contained it is, the more things will kind of burrow in and get lodged in there, you know, with their house and smelly and other stuff. So I'd rather it be open and wind blowing and stuff, and it's not as safe a location for them to make a house. Mouse house. Or chipmunk house. I mean, you know, there's been this one chipmunk's been coming around a lot lately. He loves the wood pile, but he doesn't live in it. He just runs over there when Pickles comes. But he goes over in front of the trailer and he'll pick up. I'll leave things out like nuts and berries and stuff, and he takes them. And every once in a while, when I'm like taking a lunch break or something, I'll sit there. Something will catch my eye. I'll look out the window, and it's the chipmunk. Sometimes there's a squirrel, but usually it's the chipmunk that comes and he's just, you know, scavenging. He's a scavenger. He's a rat. He's like a cute rat, cute fuzzy rat. You know, it's just the beasts of the wild, you know, they just run around looking for stuff. And so when I've, you know, changed my loaf of bread, I take whatever, you know, things of bread I have left over, I break them into pieces and throw them into the bushes and stuff, because, you know, the quail and stuff, they are always going in there, you know, getting stuff. So, and yeah, I want them to have a little payoff, you know, when they go in there and get their snacks or whatever. But also the birds. The birds like to, you know, chirp, and then they get in the bushes, and then they go down and they, you know, get stuff. And so I like to throw the berries and other stuff, pieces of bread. And if it doesn't get eaten, which well, that would surprise me. But if not, if for some reason it didn't, then it would just break down because it's just bread, you know. So yeah. But anyway, got tons of wood, got plenty of getting ready for the deck, and also up above starting the loft. So a little nervous about the loft. You know, it's the idea of starting to do it more permanent. You know, I can kind of mock it up, I get it, you know, in my head of what's going to happen and how it's going to be. But, you know, once I start putting down, you know, sealant and glue and start drilling, it took me a long time to get these 2x12s. I don't know why it was so bad, but it took like 2-3 weeks. It was, you know, I had to find other things to do in the meantime, because everything else goes on top of those plates. So yeah, once you start going in there, start drilling and stuff, it's like, well, better be doing it correctly, because I don't want to go and have to buy a bunch more, but pull them all off, you know. Yeah, but I did get, and I'm trying to think of whether to do this before or after, the window frames. I'm going to remove them, and the windows as well, and I'll get new windows, a different size. And here's what I'm thinking. These are, you know, the 2x8s or whatever, and they're 2 inches. But I got for all the windows, I got sets of 2 4x4s that will go like inside. The 4x4 will be it'll be laid out just the same, up and then this and across, just like, you know, like it should be, but it'll be thicker. It'll be boom, and it'll go all the way across, down the other side. So that will be a 4x4 of normal wood, this wood. And then there will be the separation from that to the next 4x4, which would be the, oops, yeah, it'll be the treated wood. Same as that stuff. Same as all the trusses for the deck. So, because why treat it on the outside? That will be exposed to the elements. That'll be outside. It'll be right here, and the window will be attached in between. So it'll have the you know, it'll be a sandwich, basically, like a light and dark Oreo cookie. Yeah, because this will be the, you know, the treated wood, which is exposed to the outside, and then here will be the window frame, like inside, and then there'll be the inside wood that doesn't need to be, you know, treated against the exposure of the outdoors. So yeah, that's the thinking. And I've been trying to, you know, go through it in my mind of how to assemble it. It'll take some time to disassemble these window frames, and I'd like to do it clean instead of hammering everything out, you know. But yeah, I think that would be a much better looking window. So the window obviously would not be fit for a 2x4 frame. It would be fit for the 4x4, which means that the window would only have to come to here. It would only have to come to here, yada, yada, yada. So it would be a smaller window with a thicker frame. I'm pretty excited about that. You know, I think it'll give it a little bit more cabiny feel, and yeah, I think it'll be nice. It'll be stronger for the wall itself, which definitely needs it, just in case. You know, I don't know that I can, you know, trust it. I mean, feels like it's not loose, so it feels like it's been there since the beginning. But it, you know, I want to have confidence in it, and you know, I'm careful about that kind of thing, and so I would rather overbuild it. You know, I'd rather make sure that it's, yeah, see, this is the part that concerns me. The nailed part, they nailed into the wood bucking. And these metal things, I might have to cut them or grind them off or something. It might get sticky in there, so I'm not sure about that. How that's gonna go. And I don't want to chip off more, you know. I don't want to chip off more, you know. You can see that it's loose. It's you know, it's not the best, you know. It's so I don't want to chip up and mess this stuff up, you know. I do as little of that as possible, but I think it'll be, in the end, a much better, stronger frame for the wall, and the wall will be better for it. It'll certainly, well, it'll be easier to do it for the top one if I don't have the ceiling, ceiling, the sill plate, you know, up there. If I don't have anything on there yet, this frame would be much easier to do, right? But then that means I'd have to remove the window, and that means I'd have to remove those, and just all of that is just taking time away from building up the wooden part up above. So I'm kind of thinking about just leaving the windows there, leave them as they are, and I don't know, low battery, leaving them as they are, and then doing it after. Build up enough of that stuff above, and then pull these off and put them in. And I might just put them so tight, you know, so I'll have to you know, put in one side, and it'll come out here, and then I'll hammer boom, 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 to really squeeze it in there against the sill, you know, the 4x4 window sill and the 4x4 above. So anyway, I'm gonna do this a full window. I'm not gonna leave this here. That's a silly thing. Worked, I'm sure, for the shower, but no, I guess I'm gonna have to special order that window, because it's kind of a weird, you know, why did they do that? I don't know. It's a very thin, tall window, but it'll still have 4x4 window frame, and then the window will just go all the way down. Anyway, it's the same with the door frame. Door frame has to wait till I get doors, and by then the sill plates have been already put in, and door frames get put in all the time that way, you know. So I'm guessing that the window frames and the door frame it'll be fine. It's how they're normally, you know, put in or whatever. Not the window frames. Usually they're built as part of the stick wall, you know. Yeah. So that's the update. That's the new update. And nice light. I had to pull the chair out because it was over here protecting all the metal things from the rain. but I pulled it out in the middle so that I could get over there to grind the post. What am I thinking? The bolts. Grind them. Anyway, yeah, it's exciting. Geez, all these other things come to mind that I want to talk about. Yeah, like the extension of these 4x4 or 4x8 that comes up. If I cut them, I kind of like them sticking out like that, so that means the other ones would have to come and stop and then start again after that and go and stop, rather than this one stop on the sill plate and the other 4x8 basically will have the whole, length, and that will be a much stronger distributing weight thing, especially for over here. If that's one big piece, which I have, it'll be much better for that wall to not break up those pieces. If this goes out, then the next one has to come in, and then we have to bolt them together, and and then it's just the edge. It's it's got that tiny bit of wall to sit on, and same with over here. And so if I've got the sill plate up, then I've got the piece that just goes all the way across, and I think it'll be so much better. Same with over here, all the way across, no pause, no break. And yeah, that'll be on the outside of the floor, it'll be on that outside of the loft floor, so that will be all the way around. I think that'll make just a good strong hell of a thing, rather than just doing 2x6s. What's going on? You see him? Is he there? Nope, there he is. Oh no, oh no. See, I look at that fat little fire. And they're just all so big. Did they go out and eat like frogs, or what did they do? What did they eat? Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Next time. Yeah. Had to actually put the lid on my garbage can because of the rain. I don't have a lot of covered stuff, covered spots here for when it rains, because it doesn't rain very often. So when it's rainy off and on yesterday and today, I'm just like, I don't even know if I should go do stuff, because everything is wet, and for the ground, that's not that bad, and it's settled, and it's good. But for the wood, I don't know what I'm allowed to do with that. So I don't want to. I'd rather it be still out in a pile, covered in covered with a tarp. So it's much easier to see with the wide angle. Getting more used to the wide angle. Just, I don't like the glare, but I'm getting used to it. Anyway, yeah. I think that'll do it. Anything else to say? I know. He's up there somewhere. Do you see his tail? Should we look for him? He is up there. Hello. He's over right there in the corner. Fat little lizard. They're still, I thought pickles would be able to catch them because they're slower. Because they're fat and fed, I don't know. But they're still fast. Also, if you look, might have noticed, maybe you didn't, those are flush now. Those little, those conduits that came up, careful pickles, the conduits that came up, you know, where the wires go. I'm still debating whether to actually put the wires, my wires, through them, or just use, oh geez, let's just back up there, or just use a metal flexible conduit that just goes down in place of the plugs. I mean, and just not use the conduits. Just have the little conduit on the outside of it. A little bit more industrial, less cabiny, kind of cabiny. I don't know, but certainly more functional. You know, less to. Yeah, more to buy, but in the end, maybe easier to fix and stuff. So, not sure. Thinking about it though. There's no hurry to get it, done right now. But seal plate, I'll put it up, and the gasket, the pink gasket. But I'll be he knows it's up there. Yeah. I'll leave a little notch, right here. I'll boop, little notch, just in case. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just fill it in with mortar and go across without a notch. We'll see. All right, that's all.